Hey, everybody, Off the Mic Sports Network here, another edition of Off the Top Rope. So I want to talk about the women's division in WWE. Big weekend coming up. 2 women's matches, also 2 men's matches. It's only a 4-match card at Money in the Bank. People can mock that. All the commercials and whatever and all the ad breaks. Okay. Let's have fun. Money in the Bank is always seemingly a great show. It's going to be in my backyard here in Los Angeles. So that's going to be really cool to get a big time show out here at the Intuit Dome, which looks like an incredible building. I haven't been there yet, but by all accounts, it's a really incredible venue. So I can't wait to see what transpires. But I want to talk about Rhea Ripley because you guys know, if you followed this channel, I think the world of Rhea Ripley. I think she's unlike anything, male or female, that we've seen in this business in a very long time. Probably and if we're talking about females specifically, I don't think we've seen anything like Rhea Ripley since China, because she's powerful, she's beautiful, like she appeals to everything. She's a role model to the girls. She's like, I guess you could say a sex symbol to the men. Like, it's just like it's just one of these things where it's just a unique thing where she gets these reactions, and it's like, it doesn't matter if she's a male or a female. She's one of the most popular people in WWE and in professional wrestling. But there's this notion going on in the internet wrestling community, and maybe it's, around, and these people actually exist, and they aren't like, keyboard warriors, and they actually, get out of their houses. For some reason, people don't like Rhea Ripley. Some people don't, and I don't get it. I haven't been able to figure it out. And, a lot of people are dreading the, possibility that Rhea Ripley in this women's Money in the Bank match taking place in Money in the Bank here in LA, that she might win. I'm here to tell you that's not going to happen. I could have told you that when she got put into this match. She doesn't need to win it. It doesn't make any sense for her as a babyface to have that as a pathway to get back to Io Sky. So I don't see that as a scenario here. And then on top of it, in the 6-woman tag, the night before a premium live event, she got the decisive pinfall. If you know wrestling booking 101, whoever gets a decisive pinfall on a go-home show, they ain't winning at the pay-per-view or the premium live event, okay? So ease yourselves, everybody. It's going to be okay. If you hate Rhea Ripley, which I don't get, because everything about this woman is great. Her wrestling is great. People hate her wrestling. I was like, guys, this woman has grinded on the independent scene for years. For years. And she's earned the right to be in the position that she is in. Yes, some people are like, oh, she whined her way into a championship match at WrestleMania. Guys, that was a part of a storyline, and it might have been clunkily put together, but that's not Rhea Ripley, the actual person backstage. She respects the business, and she's been through a lot of this stuff, and she's worked her way to get nuclear type pops that you normally hear, not for women, but for male superstars that come out there. She gets some of the best reactions of anybody in any promotion, male or female, period. But this whole notion that it's Rhea Hogan, and, hey, like, she doesn't lose, and, she gets everything that she wants. It's like, man, if y'all are talking about Rhea Ripley the way that you are, what about you Mercedes Mone fans who are just so that she's the greatest thing in the world? And people think I hate Mercedes. No, I hate that Mercedes is showing her true colors, and I hate what Mercedes has become in AEW. Mercedes Mone went to frickin' Austria and won a championship I've never fucking heard of. This woman main evented WrestleMania, and now she's reduced herself to beating everybody and going to every single independent promotion imaginable. You can call that a grind. I think which is cool, but what good does it serve you as a superstar of your stature to go to every place imaginable, be in your company that you've gotten paid for, and win every single match possible to set up a dream match, which I understand, but you've beaten everyone else imaginable? What good does that do? Mercedes hasn't lost since she returned to wrestling off of her injury. She hasn't lost. She has not been pinned. Don't give me the shit that happened in New Japan. She was not involved in the decision. It was a triple threat match. Give me a break, okay? So all you people who are women's wrestling fans who love Mercedes and hate, or you probably hate Rhea, like, what's the diff? What are you doing here? Rhea Ripley, to me, is a better star and has become a bigger star than Mercedes Moné. It's one of the main reasons why I have said that Mercedes Mone was kind of expendable. I would have loved to have seen Mercedes back in WWE because I think the world of her. And with the WWE machine behind her, she might have been able to shield some of these deficiencies that have popped up in AEW. And that's on Tony Khan. That's on him. But, you know, it's just Rhea and she's, maybe she's not the best promo, but she's been able to get these incredible reactions. She wrestles her ass off. And it's just like I said, this unique combination of she shows strength to the young girls to be a role model. She's obviously beautiful, and that appeals to the men. And it's just it's this aura and this stuff that we talk about here that we haven't seen from at least a female in wrestling since China. And to be at the top of one of the best women's division, not the one of the, be at the top of the best women's division, at the near the top because she's not the champion. But this whole notion of just like she gets everything that she wants, guys. She walked into wrestle. She literally won the championship at the Netflix premiere, lost it 2 months later in a shock finish to Io Sky, and then proceeded to go to WrestleMania 41 as a challenger. Do not give me the bullshit that Rhea Ripley gets everything that she wants and gets forced down our throats. Yes, she's in the top storylines, and yeah, the Liv Morgan thing kind of wore out its welcome near the end, and they kind of were limping to the finish line of that. But it was generating interest, and she's lost when she's had to. And don't ever come at me. Don't you ever come at me and tell me that Rhea Ripley is not a good wrestler. She's had two of the best WrestleMania women's matches of all time. WrestleMania 39 against Charlotte. I was there. The main event of that show was unbelievable. The first night of WrestleMania 39 was unbelievable. But if not for that, like that could have easily main evented night one. But I understand why they went the route that they did. But match between her and Charlotte was unbelievable. The match at WrestleMania 41 night 2 with Io Sky and Bianca Belair, one of the best triple threat matches, male or female, that we've ever seen at WrestleMania. One of the best women's matches we've ever seen at WrestleMania. Don't tell me that Rhea Ripley can't work. Okay? It's just like, and listen, I think Mercedes is absolutely a better wrestler than Rhea. Rhea is getting there. But I think when you talk about the total package and the total necessary nature of being a star, like I said, appeal and just, with how unique she is, I just don't think this is close. And if you guys are going to be critical of Rhea Ripley, be critical of Mercedes Mone. Given all of the, advantages that she now has within control of her booking, Rhea has done good things for this women's division. She has lost to benefit people and help out Liv Morgan. Okay? Say what you will about that feud. And yeah, it became a little bit too much about Dom. Liv Morgan was elevated because of, and in part because of Rhea Ripley. Don't ever forget that. What the fuck has Mercedes Mone done in AEW since she got there? Hey, maybe she had a couple good matches with, Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. She's beaten everybody. What good has it done the division? So all you people just trying to use this energy to hate on Rhea Ripley, why don't you spare that for Mercedes Mone? She's taking the spot of somebody else that frankly should, and I understand why they're doing it because there's nobody else because she's literally beaten everybody. So it's just, when I look at the total package of star, Rhea Ripley's better than Mercedes Mone. And it's just like, I don't understand why people have the gall to basically call her Rhea Hogan. She fucking lost like a month before WrestleMania when she didn't have to. Io Sky walked in as champion. That didn't have to be the direction. Okay, and I understand that, control over booking is different in WWE than it is in AEW. But don't forget this. Mercedes Mone walked out of WWE twice over booking decisions. And I get why, they were mad about, the control over what was going on with, the booking directly to the championships and how things were portrayed. Look at what she's done. She talked about going to AEW to elevate that division. All she's done is won. Rhea Ripley has lost a couple times in the last calendar year. She was champion. She won her championship back because that fit the storyline with Liv Morgan. She did not have to lose. And I understand that that was a creative decision, but she's now fighting her way to the women's championship. People are going to dread the possibility of Rhea winning the women's Money in the Bank match. And if she does, I would get and understand it, but I don't think it's the right move. I'll tell you who I think is going to win the match in another video. Go tease that. Go check that out here on the channel shortly. Um, but it's just like if you guys hear yourselves talk about like, oh yeah, who's the Hogan of the women's division? First of all, I don't like using that term, but that's basically controlling your own booking. And if you look at what's going on in AEW versus WWE, the reason why so many women are over is because, these women work together to elevate each other. And whether you want to admit it or not, is Liv Morgan in a better spot than she was, about 18 months to 2 years ago? Yeah, because she was working with Rhea Ripley. That storyline connected. Even if it got a little bit ridiculous with the involvement of Dominic Mysterio, it still worked, okay? So I don't get the hate for Rhea Ripley. I've never gotten it. I don't understand it. She's incredibly unique. She's incredibly over. She gets reactions that I've never even thought were possible. Sasha Banks, when she was in WWE, got some pretty damn good reactions. Rhea eclipses that. You want to know why? Because her character's interesting, because just the way she carries herself is interesting. Her wrestling ability, maybe not at the level of a Mercedes Mone, because Mercedes is maybe one of the greatest in-ring technicians from a female perspective, maybe in the history of professional wrestling, in my opinion. But it's just, man, sometimes you people just lose your fucking minds and you have no idea what you're fucking talking about. Rhea knows what she's doing. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.